think we're live. Yeah. We're on. This is it. I put this over there. Okay. Alright, so turn that one off and then I'll give her a call. Bueno, bendición or whatever, everybody. This is your favorite conquista of the background of the video. This is my very first time using ever YouTube Live, so I hope this comes out good. I'd be very pissed off if it didn't. Let me just toggle this a little bit. I want to make sure. How does this save? Like, how does this work? Share, save, highlight. Welcome to a live chat. Remember to guard your privacy, yada, yada, yada. Oh, I really hope this saves. How does this work? Hold on, guys. I just want to make sure that everything's good. All messages visible. Okay. Well, gotta get this set up. Come on, come on. Don't lose me. Okay. Bueno. Okay. So check it out. So today, so this is my first time ever doing YouTube Live. Yo. So let me get your phone. Okay, so I'm gonna make a phone call because today's topic is someone hit me up, a viewer of mine who basically has what I'm titling this like series, American Horror Story Elegua. Might change the title later, I don't know. But I'm gonna make a phone call. This is specifically for not a reader but a watcher of my videos. So let's see. Give me a moment. There's a whole backstory. Let's see. Hold on. Come on. 212-729. Okay. Yeah. Shout out Young Shub. Hello?
Yeah.
Yo. Hey.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I hope everybody can hear. Do you think we should be good with this? I was gonna say maybe Messenger. No, but I gotta be able to get on emails. So this should be just fine. Are you comfortable with this, or would you prefer Messenger? I can hit you up on Messenger. I didn't even think about that.
I mean, it's up to you. What do you want to do? I'm fine with the phone or the messenger or whatever.
Okay, so I guess let's do Messenger just so it's easier, so we can go back and forth and I have a visual. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Bye.
You could have invited her.
I could have done that
to your live.
but this is YouTube, not Facebook.
Oh.
Yeah, let me see how if I could.
Go.
No, I don't think that would work. I know. Just go on Messenger. I have to contact her.
Messenger?
Yeah, Messenger.
Facebook Messenger?
No, Messenger. It should be like a different symbol. Yeah, Messenger it is. Is this you watching me? I'm watching myself right now? Let's see. Okay. Hello?
Got it.
Okay.
This is the old one. It's not live right now.
Huh. Well, I'm like...
Hold on. I'm going to check right now. Maybe this is the old one. Let me see. Okay, you're good. I see it now.
Okay, so is there like a... How's the sound over there on your side?
I'm going to lower the YouTube one, and maybe that's why.
Yeah, that's how come.
What?
Okay. Now they're good?
I'm actually honestly confused because I got like two. I got this of me. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
So just put me next to now, and then what you would lower. If I'm too close, maybe you do hear echo?
No, I don't hear an echo, but I mean, I guess I'm still rolling, so we're good. We're good.
Yeah, you're good. I'm watching. I just can't hear you because I got to lower the don't have an echo.
Oh, okay. Okay. Perfect. So, okay, we can finally get started. Okay, so for the people, I hope everybody, can hear, but this video is in response to a particular viewer of mine that has what I call a horror story, and I titled the video American Horror Story Elegua. So let me go to, I'm going to go to the email. I want to read the email aloud. Can you still see me?
No, but I'm good.
But you can still hear me. You can still hear me. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go to, can you still hear me? We're good?
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay.
I'm going to go to email. I'm going to check out the email. I want to read the email aloud. I guess if you can, please say aloud for the people who don't know who you are and who I'm interviewing right now.
Okay. So my name is Janet, but my santo name is Ochun Leti. Oni Leti. I was born from the house of Omidina, which is Maria Yamaya, and my godfather, Iwinchola, which is Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
And what else you want to know that I can tell you?
I'm just looking for the email. What the hell? Oh, well, hold on. Just looking for the email. I guess it didn't friggin' send. Hold on. Whatever, it didn't send. Okay. Well, so it didn't send, but it's okay. I'm just gonna work with what I got from memory because you saw it and I saw it. So basically, let me see. Where are you? I'm gonna go to you. I'm just gonna go to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So basically, what the person had been going through. This is a crown priestess of Ochun.
Yes.
Okay. So this is a legitimate Santera y Alocha. Okay. So basically, I hit up my connect of this individual because a viewer of mine, I'm not going to give any names, basically received, she has 3 eleguases, and from a first godparent who gave her, I want to say two so far from one godparent, and that godparent wanted some hair from her. And you saw the picture of the eleguas.
Yeah.
And then she went to another godparent, a new santero guy, who gave her a pocket elegua. But now he's saying, oh, to rectify your first 2 eleguas, your first one or whatever, I need you to go out and get dirt from different places, a hospital. I can't remember what the other ones were, but like a hospital. And
So he's looking hot.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. What else? No ceremony, just receive. So she gave a derecho. For people who don't know what derecho is, just means money, and got an elegua. And there was no ceremony. And this is just a response to this particular woman who's really going through it. And I mean, you saw the pictures. From what I saw, I haven't actually had a conversation with her. I tried to get her on the line. But it sounds bogus to me. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I saw the email, I saw the pictures. It's really bogus because one, when you receive the guerreros, they don't, unless it's very rare that they will give you just elegua.
Mm-hmm.
But when they usually do, it's because you have like a business or a store or something that it would be elegua for the business. So they usually would do. I've heard they do that. Now, to receive elegua, you have to receive the guerreros also.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't receive elegua. And I saw the pictures of elegua. Elegua doesn't go with beading. Like it had like beading that you may beat.
Like plastic. Oh, and forgive me, I have the phone, like I have the speaker towards my phone so that the people can, just in case, can hear better. So don't mind you're looking at the ceiling right now.
Yeah. So it's like the beads, I don't even know, like rhymes, I don't know what it is, like red little beads that go, they have them taped on top, and then they have like a nail. Elegua shouldn't look like that, and then there's also painting on them. Then she had another small one with like the eyes were like rhinestone, red rhinestones on them.
Yeah.
I've had many years of experience with the religion. I've never seen eleguases like that. I don't like to knock nobody, but that to me is wrong. And if they ask for hair, your hair does not go inside a legua. There are secretos that go inside of a legua when they make it, but it's not with hair. You do not ask for different dirts because, I mean, you ask for that when you're building a pot or something.
Yeah.
That doesn't go to the legua. The secretos usually is the secreto like on the table majority of the time, and I'm pretty sure that's not what goes inside of it. And when they do the ceremony, you can build they can build the elegua the day before or whatever and do it themselves, but the person has to be there when they are going to feed the elegua because they have to be present because they have to clean the person on top of them and do the ceremony. So you do have to feed elegua. They have to be there present.
Yeah.
So I don't understand how they did that, and Gabe just gave her an elegua without feeding. She doesn't know if the elegua is consecrated or not because he didn't do it in front of her.
Yep, exactly. And what I wanted to do with this particular video is for the viewers out there, not to give any secrets, but just to give a generalized overview of what a person undergoes when they do receive their warriors. So I would say that, I mean, number one, she didn't get her necklaces first. So are there exceptions for that? You know, am I wrong that she should have gotten her necklaces first before receiving an elegua, period? We warriors are elegua, period.
I mean, the rules and the reglas to the religion, you should receive your collares first and then your guerreros. But some people, I mean, I'm not going to judge how they do it in their house. But if you're going to give a guerrero before the beads, I mean, do it right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So from what I read and what I saw, that was not right. And if she should receive her collares before. That you should.
Okay.
Because why is she receiving a legua? She don't have a collar. You know what I mean? So she should have a collar before receiving the guerrero.
Okay. As for receiving the warriors, because there's a whole thing with receiving your necklaces, you got to go on penance, and there's a cleaning, and yada yada yada, and it gets presented to you. And keep in mind, guys, everything that you receive in these fates, be it palo, ocho, whatever, it gets formally presented or given to you. You are present, not for everything, but when it comes into your life, in your hands, does it not get formally presented to you in some way, shape, or form?
Yes, it has to be presented to you. I mean, like I said, if you're gonna do the legua, they can make the legua the night before, whatever, have it done. But you have to come in front of the legua. You have to get, they have to feed it. You have to be there because they have to feed it the pollo, and the guerreros got, you know, Ochun has to get the gallo, so they have to feed her and clean her. You know what I mean? So they have to do that. And in my house, what we do is anything that's born, the elegua will live by the godparents' elegua for, I think, babe, it's like 7 days, right? I don't see. Or let me get that right, because that's one thing. I'm not going to say something I don't know. Babe, when you give elegua, does the elegua live by the godfather's elegua for the 7 days, and then you come pick them up? Okay. So they don't have to.
Okay.
Okay, so the elegua doesn't have to, but usually I'm talking about when you receive santo. But elegua don't have to, but they have to be present to do the ceremony. Yes, they have to feed them, they have to get present.
Okay,
they have to see them consecrated.
So what this woman had done, which I think is something a lot of people do, and it's definitely something for others to learn from. When you receive an orisha, it's not just giving money to a person and then they give you the orisha. It's not like going to the store, I give you money and you give me a product. These things are formally given to you. There's protocols. So what this woman did, and everybody, you know, we're doing this so that others can learn from other people's mistakes. When you receive an orisha, you don't go to a botanica and buy what looks like an elegua. You don't get an elegua online. You don't just give someone who says they're crowned your money. They give you a number. Oh, that'll be $1,000, whatever, and they just hand it to you.
Yeah, no, you don't just come pick it up and here's your thing. And like, you don't. In my house, we don't buy the eleguas from the botanica because we like to do it ourselves. Because I think it's better when you form it yourself with the cement and you do it out of your hands. But nowadays, people, it's easier for them, so they just go buy the elegua and then they'll put the secrets in the bottom and close it off. You can't do that. I mean, it's done, but they put certain secrets in it. But it's better when the person makes it out of their hands. Yeah, I think. So yeah, don't give your money out to someone and then they'll be like, here, pick this up. That's when you see that, just know that is wrong. You're supposed to be there, part of there's a ceremony that has to be done. In anything you do in this religion, you have to be part of when they're giving it to you. There's a sacrifice or something they're gonna do before they give it to you. You have to be present for that.
So you have to be present. You don't need to, since the secrets go inside, you're not present for when they're putting the secrets inside to build this elegua or an echu in the case if it's ifa, babalao, but you're present for the feeding. It gets presented to you. What else?
You gotta explain to you what are you receiving, what is he giving, why they're giving it to you, what is his purpose, what's his day of the week so you can take care of him, what is it that you're supposed to do with him. These are things they have to tell you. They just don't give you him and that's it. You have to tell you his day, and Elegua's day is Monday. They gotta say you light a candle, put a cigar, his rum, his coffee, do certain things with him. In my house we're not taught to give a lot of toys to him because sometimes he's a kid, so he gets entertained and then he won't work for you. You give him toys and stuff when he does what he has to do. But a lot of people tend to put candy and stuff a lot on top of him and then they forget. But I don't tend to do that. I do it after he does what I ask him.
I want to just go into a little bit of what to look out for when you see a bogus elegua. Like I remember going to Botanica and there was a big elegua. I want to say it was like a foot big, and basically it was made out of plastic. So that's a big red flag that no elegua is not made out of plastic. I mean, you tell me, and you put the secretos inside this giant. Have you seen those giant elegua heads? It's half black, half red with the cowrie shells, but it's all plastic on the outside.
Yeah, I saw that. That's more of a decoration or something, but that's not something that they make an elegua with. Elegua should be made out of cement. They're usually the cowrie shells are the eyes or the nose, when they form the face. But it's usually made out of cement. It's not made out of clay. Plastic, and it's not going to be red and black. We don't paint them. We don't do that.
What else? I just want to make sure, so guys.
Yeah, if they ask for your hair or different dirt, that's a red flag right there. They should not act like that doesn't go in elegua.
Yes, so that's a good point. So when you're getting an elegua made, if the person asks you for what, can I say anything, or is that too generalized? Because I have my elegua and I provided just the shell.
For anything, as far as anything to put inside of him, they shouldn't ask you for anything.
Okay.
So they should have already the secrets that go inside of him. If you're a santero, they should know the secrets that go inside, and they do that because the person doesn't have santos, so they shouldn't know the secrets that go inside of it.
Perfect. Very well said. Just to reiterate, if they ask you for anything, you're receiving your elegua, and they say, I need you to get this to put inside of your elegua, that's a red flag, because you should not know, as the recipient of the elegua, you're not crowned yet, you're just getting your elegua, your warriors, you should not know what is inside, and if they're asking you to go out and you get something for them to put inside, that's a huge red flag, it's bogus.
The only thing that they should be asking you is your full name and your birthday.
There you go.
Because elegua has to know who he's going to and who he's going to be attending. So that they ask for your full name and your birthday. Other than that, nothing else should be asked for because they have to do that. And,
a little lowdown. So plastic, elegua can't be plastic. There can be, on rare occasions, like in Ifa with an echu, there may be green and yellow beads on the top. But not the whole thing bedazzled out.
No bedazzle. And now also the echus now with the babalaos, they are doing Nigerian style. They look a little different, but they're similar to what they're supposed to look like echu. So yes, but there shouldn't be any bedazzle and red eyes and painting on the face like the African. None of that stuff should be on elegua.
Elegua is
coconut.
It's not meant to just be pretty. I think a lot of people they want an elegua that's pretty, so they like the botanical ones, or they buy a bogus one. Tell the story you were telling me about. There's someone on YouTube or something that was selling eleguas for $1,000, and it was a coconut with painting on it or some crap.
Yeah, there was a gentleman. I wish I remember his name. He was African American. He had dreads, and he was selling. If I'm not mistaken, it was $1,000 or probably a little less. But he was charging people if they wanted an elegua. He was charging them $1,000, and the elegua was a coconut, and he would get the hair extension and he put it on the head, on the top of the coconut. He took the quarter shells, made the eyes, he painted the mouth, and then he had the quarter shells backwards, because you know what we do the quarter shells is the front of the quarter shell. He had it backwards with the eyes and the nose, and he had hair on it, and it was a coconut. He was like, "This is my Eleguas, my Eleguas, and guys, if you want it, you know, I think it was, I'm lying, I think it wasn't $1,000, it was a little less, but it was still, you're asking for it, that wasn't Eleguas."
Yep.
You know, I tried to explain, and I got on my live and I had a conversation about that, because I was trying to explain to people that please, you know, don't, because it looks cute doesn't mean that's what it is, you know. And I understand that back in my, like I told them, back in my grandmother's times, and some older people still do it, they used to use the coconut as a spiritual Elegua. They would put it at the door to pick up the energies and stuff like that. That was like back in my grandmother's times, you know?
Yeah.
They used to use it for a spiritual Elegua. But other than that, they don't supposed to be dressed up and looking all crazy. And no, that's not an Elegua.
Which is completely legitimate with the coconut behind the door, and you treat it like an Elegua, but that's a spiritual Elegua. But I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Elegua is the only orisha that you can honor espiritualmente or spiritually for people who don't speak Spanish. That's one of the, if not the only orisha that you can honor spiritually like that. But having a statue of Ochun and having a glass of water to like a statue from Botanica that you get from Ochun, and you get some nice shells and this and that. If you want to reach Ochun, then you go to a river. You want to reach Yamayad, you go to the ocean. But having a statue of any orisha doesn't mean that they walk with you. It means that you have a pretty statue. But the only orisha that's the exception is Elegua, but it would have to be a coconut, not a statue of some black guy holding the black guy holding the Elegua on top of his head and he's dressed in red and black. Statues
are not. They are not they are not the santos. They are not the and it's like we say, the Catholic way that's how they did it. They would get the caridad de cobre and they would put it like towards to represent Ochun. Like let's say if you don't have Ochun, they'll say, "Oh, get the caridad de cobre," get the tampa, like the little prayer. And if you need to do something on offer for Ochun, you would go to the river, or you would just set up a little altar, say the prayer of the tampa, which is the little caridad de cobre prayer, and then you put a cup. But it's not that you have the santo, and it's not Ochun. That it's not. And you don't get a little statue of a little black boy and put it behind your door, and that's what it was. No. Yeah. Because not even now, a lot of people don't even know about the spiritual coconut Elegua, because a lot of people that didn't get raised with the old school people, like I got raised with my grandmother. My grandmother's 94 now. So I know about it because she used to do it. Yeah. But a lot of people don't know about that because this is the new age and people don't even do that.
Yeah.
But that is not the thing that you can do with a coconut.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are making altars today. I remember going to a botanica and these two African American girls, they wanted to make an altar, and they were getting the tools of orisha, because what they call herramientas. I don't know how to say in Spanish. Herramientas. They were getting tools of certain orishas. They got I think they want to honor Jemaya, for example, and they got the tools of Olokun or something, and they were just going to put it on a table and make it look pretty. And don't be fooled, guys. Yes, some altars are really pretty, and you can bedazzle things out, and you have your candles and your cigars and whatever, but there's nothing there, guys. These things, there are protocols to follow when receiving anything. These things are formally presented to you. Just because you quote-unquote feel it in your heart.
There's a prayer. If there's herbs that need to be there, there's opa that needs to be presented when you receive anything. Like, it's not just an altar and that's it. No, that's not how that goes. And people need to stop with it's so pretty, you must be real, let me follow you. No, that's not how this works.
That's another topic, of without giving too much away. It's good to be understood that orishas are made of what's called osain, which is herbs. Herbs are used in everything. Plants, trees, bark, everything that comes out of the earth is osain. And that's where orishas come from. So having a statue doesn't mean you have Ochun. Orishas are born of herbs.
And each orisha has different signs. Each orisha has different plants. Not all of them have the same plants, and it's not plants from the park. And you go pick out some plants, and there you go, your herbs. No, these are different herbs. They are, there's certain names that you have to have. There's sweet plants. There's amalgo. There's different plants for each thing. Not all of them got the same herbs.
Yep. There's very specific. Well, I don't know the specifics, but like You know, for example, oh, you want to make an elegua or something, someone getting crowned elegua, like what, 121 different herbs just for elegua. You know, these numbers get pretty ridiculous. It takes a lot of herbs.
Some of these herbs they come from Florida, and they come from places where they grow them, because some of those herbs do not grow here.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, people have to understand that too. It's not, that's why you go, there's only maybe a handful of botanicas that have these herbs that are fresh, that you can get them, and if you don't know, you wouldn't know.
Mm-hmm. To switch gears a little bit, so basically, for the viewer that this is being made for, excuse me, so the fact that these eleguases were not presented to you. Oh, before I get to that, elegua is given with Ogun, Ochosi, and Ochun. I know you had mentioned earlier about on the rare occasion that that a person may, if they have a business, may receive an elegua by itself. Very, very rare occasion if they receive it just by itself. But for the most part, unless you're the 1 out of a million exception to receive elegua by himself, elegua comes with the words, and is made by a crowned male, a babalocha. Can you talk about that?
Yes, you have to you have to receive elegua with the guerrero. Elegua goes with Ochosi, the implement of Ochosi, because Ochosi is a whole different thing itself. But you get elegua, the Ogun, and the Ochosi implement, and also that represents your head. So if you don't have that, you don't have the guerreros. You know, unless it's that you have a business or something, and usually you would have your guerreros before you get just an elegua. That's usually something your parents will say, I'll give you elegua and I'll give you an extra one for your negocio. So then elegua will sit in your negocio. They're not just going to give you an elegua for negocio, you're not going to have one for yourself. So, yeah, you're not just going to receive elegua by itself. What I recommend the young lady to do, if she wants, she should go see an opa and get a reading. If she wants to take her elegua with her, take them with her, because that way they could, you know, overlook it, see it, check it out, read her, and see what signals come out to see if that elegua is most likely won't be coming out that we have camino or whatever, and they could either dale camino, send it to back where it came from, and she has to receive it all over again.
Yeah, which most likely, at least from the pictures that we saw, just I wish I could show you guys, but you know, it's YouTube. So it gets given.
I would recommend her to go see her opa and take them with the other situation, tell them the situation, and I know once they see the elegua, they're gonna be like, I'm sorry, man. You know, you have to get it over.
Yeah.
Especially because she don't have to get rid of her.
Yeah. I mean, you don't just get elegua. And then for people that don't know, eleguas are made by babalochas, meaning crowned male priests, and echus are made by babalaos of Ifa.
Yes.
You will not have if you have a regular santero saying, I'm going to give you echu, and it has little green and yellow beads on it, and it looks legitimate, things can look legitimate, but it doesn't mean that it is just because a person says it is. You know.
It's wrong, yeah. Babalaos give echu, and santeros give elegua. Now, babalaos can give the guerrero, and give also they can give you the echu with the guerreros. Now, you will not have elegua, you just have echu. Now, in the time of when they have to receive santo and they have to do santo, they have to get elegua de santo.
Yep. And usually the sign to see whether it's an echu or an elegua, not always, is a lot of times, are there not yellow and green beads? Not a lot. It's not to be fancy, just to show this is an echu. A lot of times there's a green and yellow.
It's more of a lot of babalaos, most of them, they'll do it. The criollo style, they'll put a yellow bead and a green one, so you can know that came from Orula. But nowadays, they're not doing that because a lot of babalaos now are practicing Nigerian style, so they don't put the beads on the elegua. The criollo style, they'll do that, yes. They'll put the yellow and beads, so that the yellow and green on the top, so you know that came from Ifa. And it's an echu, it's not elegua.
Yes. Echu and elegua, two different reasons.
It looks like elegua because echu is just, I don't even want to say, so I know what it is, but I don't want to say the wrong interpretation. So once I figure it out, I'll let you know. But echu is the other half of elegua. I think it's something like that.
The counterpart? I know a lot of people say the counterpart of elegua.
Yeah, something like that. I don't want to say it wrong and sound stupid, but yeah, it's like the counterpart of elegua.
Yeah. Another thing that's really important, guys, is this woman unfortunately was very gung-ho. I know I was gung-ho in the beginning of my spiritual journey, And fortunately, I've had concerning orisha, I've had a very positive experience, but a lot of people, they're just gung-ho, they're just very excited to go to the very first santero, santera, and the person throws out a number, and they pay whatever it is, and they get it, and they don't know whether it's being bullshit or not. And there are some questions that should be asked of the santero, santera, babalao, whoever,
Yeah.
that everybody crowned, male, female, whatever, should be able to answer. You want to elaborate on that?
Amazing. Yeah, you know, like if you're meeting someone for the first time and you like their vibe and they say they santeros, you know, you can ask them the basics, like who's your godparents, what house do you come from, you know, who was your oba if they did santo, how many years you have. They should tell you how many years they have. A lot of people talk about, I don't have to tell you. Hold up, yes you do, because those are things you can say. As far as their signals and stuff like that, they don't have to tell you that if they don't want to. But as far as their godparents, that's something they have to tell you because we need to know if you're really legit. If you know who the oba de work your santo, you know what's your lineage, where do you come from, you know you could Matanza or Havana, you know there's different things. So those things you can ask.
Yes.
So those are questions. Now if they don't answer that and they get offensive, I think you should get up and get out.
Yes, you know, those are very basic but important questions. I'm going to reiterate some of the questions. You ask a person, you meet them for the first time, and maybe they seem cool, they have a nice personality. You ask them, who is your godparent? Who crowned you? Who is your padrino or who is your madrina? Who is your yubon? Who is your yubona? How many years have you been crowned? Who was the oba oriate that worked your santo? What line?
And that goes for palo too. Anybody that says they're scratch, you want to go to a palero house, they have to, who was your tata, who was, what lineage, what rama you come from, they have to know these things. If they can't answer none of that, then you better run.
Yep, and if they get offended at these questions, then it just shows the illegitimacy of them, because people can't have, the elders can't have the mindset of, well, you just need to trust me because I tell you that I'm legit.
No, I have someone that I did an interview with the lady, and she knew my god sister and a couple of people before me, right? Mm-hmm. And I guess because my demeanor, she told me, but they were working with her for years, and they all thought that she had like maybe 10 enough years in Santo. They never bothered to ask. They tried to ask. I think one time somebody asked her, and she said that in her old she can't say how old is she. So I was like, you need to tell. When I heard that, I was like, you got to tell me what old says that, because there is none.
Ooh.
And I asked her, I was like, how old are you? And she had to tell me she was only 3 years old.
Woo. Damn.
So it's like now she's 4. Like, so you sat there and you telling people because other people didn't know, but because I know, yeah, you're gonna tell me how old you are, because I'm not. I need to know if I gotta throw myself to you, or I gotta say bendición to you, or you gotta say it to me.
The last thing that I'll touch on, and then we have our closing thoughts, is what would you suggest to this woman who has these 3 eleguases? I know you said earlier that it would be beneficial for her to get a reading with an oba oriate, or a competent babalocha y alocha, just a competent, legitimate santero, which unfortunately seemed that you bumped into already 2. Not you the caller, but you online.
Wherever she's at, she's not getting competent santeros. I would, because a couple of people that are. I would if she reached out to you, I would recommend that you guide her to the right people, where she can get the right information, and also let them know the situation where they can send her to a right oba, and they can give her a meeting and find out this elegua, which is not going to be, it has to take caminos, she has to do it again. So, I would recommend that you give her a direction where to go, because she's really lost, and it's messed up that they fucked this lady up like this.
Yeah. 3 eleguas and no warriors. And elegua, I'm putting up quote signs because, maybe the last one seemed legitimate, but I don't know.
She didn't have a boyales. She don't have nothing. Like, I don't understand this.
She said that her life, after she got the first elegua or something, that her life was getting worse. It's crazy. What I would suggest to the woman, I know we spoke about this personally as well before this interview started, was for anybody watching, before you get so gung-ho about orisha, yes, orisha is beautiful. Yes, palo is beautiful, and voodoo, and 21 divisions, and it's all beautiful. Pero the muerto comes first. Y culo biocha, you need to be working your bóveda first, and guided espiritismo comes first always. That's number one before any
You have to
orisha.
know your ancestors. You have to know how to meditate. You have to know how to set up a bóveda. You need to know how to communicate with your ancestors, your spirit. You gotta find out who are your spirit guides. You know what I mean? These are the first steps before anything. Without muerto, there is no santo. Without santo, there's no muerto.
My girlfriend's over here. What'd you say again? That a lot of people they just simply don't know how to discern. But I think it comes from just the excitement. It's part ignorance and it's part the excitement. Oh, the orisha, they're so beautiful, they're so great. That if this godparent of yours, that the santero, whoever, if they don't, if they're all about, oh, you need to receive this, you need to receive that, we got to get you crowned quick. If at no point they ever mention, hey, you need to create a bóveda, hey, you need a misa first, you need investigación, you need, things that have to do with the muerto. If it's just constantly, you need to receive your eleguas, you need to receive your mano de orula, now you need to receive this and that, and there's no espiritismo, there's no, okay, let's see what your muertos, what your ancestors have to say. Then you need to run.
I know a lot of people that did that. I know a lot of people that they jumped straight to santo and didn't even, godparents didn't bother to do that. And then to find out after the santo they were supposed to get scratched. Then once you do santo, you can't get scratched, and a lot of people don't understand that. Now it's stuck with you're in a limbo with your muertos. You can get hibulao in palo, but you won't get the legit ceremony because now you have something on your head that they cannot touch.
Oof. So to people who have been going through that, and to you for B, I'll just call you B, the one who this whole video is inspired by. What I would suggest to you is stop doing anything that has to do with the orisha. See, I'll get in contact with you and see, if I can connect you to a competent, I don't know what state you're in, but I hear actually that Texas has a lot of.
What she needs right now, we need to find her a competent santero or santera, but also a competent opa. She needs to go to opas to take those eleguas to see if they need camino, which most likely, and just to get a reading so she can get enlightenment of what's going on with her and what does she really need. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say, if a person, in the event that a person doesn't know how legitimate their stuff is, would they just wrap it in white cloth and just put it away because it's causing too much headache?
Well, that's why you go to an opa and they'll tell you what to do with it, because I don't believe in, even if, to me, if it's not done right, I don't believe in just throwing a saint away, especially elegua. Even if it's not the legit elegua, it still has essence of anything. You know what I'm saying? She was taking care of it like it was elegua. I wouldn't throw it away. I would go to opa and they'll tell you exactly what to do to it.
Yeah, I told her, definitely don't throw anything away. That's the last thing that you would want to do.
Take it to the front of a church.
What was that?
That's what I do. I always tell people to take it to the front of a church.
It's always an option too. And then other than getting a competent reading from a legitimate santero, getting a reading, how would you call it, India? It was an Espiritismo reading. I don't know what you would call it.
A reading de investigación.
Sí. A consulta espiritual. And to see what your muertos, what your spirit guides have to say concerning everything. Before orisha, I would just stop with orisha. Put a hold on that and find out what your muerto has to say, your spirit guides, for those who don't know, spirit guides, muertos. And then at some point, try and get you in the hands of a competent babalocha, hijalocha, to see what's going on with your orisha. But the dead come first. If you don't have a bóveda, have one built. There are plenty of people on YouTube that have really nice, Eve the Medium, Francisca Brujo Luis.
I think your wife put it up, or someone selling a whole set of a bóveda for $100 or something. Seriously, no.
Yes.
That's ridiculous. You don't have to. I got pissed off when I saw that. Who does that? It's just, first of all, everything on that table was less than $100. You know what I mean? So why are you paying $100 for a table that you can do when you go to the dollar store, get these cups, you get your little cross, and your candle, and your book, your prayer book, and your little pictures of your ancestors if you want anyone to pass, or you don't have to put pictures and just meditate. You don't have to pay that much money to do it. That you get somebody that's competent, they'll tell you how to set it up, or they go with you and guide you to set it up.
Yes, for anyone who doesn't know, like I hope you hear this, B, that when I say for you to build your bóveda, this is not something that you have to go to another elder and look for this individual to build you a bóveda. You get your ass to the dollar store. You get 7 or 9 glasses, a white table. It don't gotta be big, and you put a glass of water and a candle. That's the most basic thing. A white candle and a glass of water. If that's,
I even tell people, if you don't got a table, you get those lunch tables, the portable tables, the little lunch tables.
yeah.
They're like $10, $15 in the store. You get that, get a white cloth, put it there, get your cups. Make sure you always got your white flowers in your table with your candle, and you take at least an hour of your week, not even an hour a day of the week, and sit there and just pray and meditate, and sit there and just meditate. And that's how you learn to connect with your spirits and all that. That's how you have to learn to do that.
It's not rocket science. It's not something that costs an arm and a leg. Literally, at the very least, a little table, just like you said.
And not even 50, depending, because each cup is probably $1.50 or $1. The candles are $2 something. The flowers are like maybe 10, depending. The piece of cloth, you get a 12-inch, a yard of a white tela, put it, smack it on, you're spending like maybe $40.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to. I know, like a lot of people go online and they see beautiful, elaborate altars. At the least, bare minimum, like you don't even need to be worrying about all these fancy altars. At the least, even if you put, for anyone who's like, oh, bóveda, what's up with that? Literally, if you get a dollar store white candle and everybody has a glass in their house, you get a clear glass of water, a candle, a white candle, and you put it on the floor in a corner. If that's like the very least.
Yeah.
That's
and people
it.
understand too. What you're doing, you can also start from the floor up. You get 9 bricks, and you say one day you say a prayer, and then you put a brick. You start all the way up to the night until you get the table, until they land on the table, and then you lift up your bóveda.
That's right. Oh, and yes, the prayers. Yeah, if you don't know any prayers,
there's a prayer book.
Yep.
I mean, I think everybody knows that book already. If you don't, we'll take a picture and post it so you guys can know what book it is. But yeah, that's how you start. So, if you want to learn those steps, reach out to people that know it. If they don't know those basic steps and they want to charge you $100 and some for a table setup, that's crazy.
Yes, right? Bóvedas are not something that you pay for, that someone else makes for you, that you bóveda, it's literally a glass of water and a candle at its very basic. And you pray, that's it.
People get infatuated because they see these beautiful altars. That takes time and years and dedication. Like eventually, as you grow and as you learn each spirit that walk with you and your ancestors, that's when you add to your bóveda. You start making it a little prettier, bigger, because then as you go, they'll teach you what goes in your bóveda. Like, okay, you have a gypsy. Maybe you have to put a gypsy on your table. Maybe you have to put a tambourine. Stuff like that. So as you go, you build your bóveda as years go. But it's not something you have to rush to make it so fancy. It's simple.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and shout out everybody who's watching. I do see the comments. I do see the Young Shin, Alex Sabrina. I see you. So that's the very first thing. Like, aside from orisha, people stop getting so infatuated with orisha. Stop getting infatuated with these nature-based traditions, which are beautiful. I see you, Simply Luciani. Let's see. I didn't do the elevation from the floor. Is that bad? I've had to do it for a year. Someone just asked about
No, that's not. It's not bad, but because I come from a house where it's old school. A lot of people now, that's not a tradition, but some people do that. You will start from the floor, but it's not bad. If you have it done already and it's working for you, it's fine. But in my house, I usually, depending on what comes out in a misa or whatever, then we will start the cups from the floor up. Mm-hmm. And usually we do that when there's a spirit that's encarnado, or you have like a mother or father or someone in your family that died that are, bothered. That's how we will start from the floor and elevate that spirit all the way up to the table. Yes,
the idea being that every day that you elevate this candle and glass of water, may that spirit be elevated. That's the idea.
Exactly. So usually that's what we do. That's the spirit that needs to be elevated. So we'll do it from the ground all the way from the 9th day. Every day you pray, you say a certain prayer, lift, and say the person's name and lift that spirit up until it gets to their table.
Perfect. Just to summarize, B, I hope that you really take in consideration what we're saying. The eleguas that you do have, they should have been given with your warriors. You should have gotten your beads. It should have been formally presented to you. You need to cut it out with the orishas. You honor them as you have been faithfully. Eleguas sees your faith and conviction, but don't receive anything else, because these people to be asking for dirt for Elegua and like.
Until she figures out what the situation with these, and she has to figure out she has to get new ones, which most likely she will. Do not do anything, and if you don't know any competent santeros, I do have a Facebook page. I have a lot of santeros around. I'm pretty sure you are connected with a lot of santeros that we can guide her to the right people to not make her go do this again, and it's wrong. And they need that. It's just, please, people, don't get stuck on no. And another thing with beads, a lot of people are putting goyalas and they just put a whole hand of 5 sets of beads and just put it in holy water, say a prayer, and throw it on your neck. That is not a bead ceremony, please, guys.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes, beads.
You got beads. You do not got beads.
What is Espiritismo definition of meditation? How would you answer
What
that?
is the definition?
The definition of meditate. Meditation is just your prayer.
Yes, prayer. It's prayer and meditation. A lot of people have different concepts of meditation. A lot of people would do the Buddhism, that's meditation, depending on the religion and the aspect that you're doing it as. But for us, because we are Espiritista and we do the spiritual world, what we do is we sit at our table, calmly, no music, no noise, and there's a prayer book. I usually, what I'll do is I'll do the presino. I don't know how to say it in English. You do the sign of the cross with the book, and I'll open whatever page opens up, and that's how I'll start it. I will start with the Our Father, and then I'll do that with the prayer, whatever prayer comes up in the book, and I sit there for maybe 15, 20 minutes. Everybody else, they can do it longer if they want. Yeah. I'm of age, so I do 15, 20 minutes, and I meditate, and I relax, and then I'll take my time for my spirit. That's it.
Alex LeGrand, I don't know when you got to the YouTube live here, but he had said they need to be fed. Pero she needs to find out that they're even legitimate eleguas first, because she doesn't even know. You can't feed what's not legit. And keep in mind, another big thing, feeding an orisha is not birthing an orisha. Orisha does not come from blood. Orisha does not come from sacrifice. Orisha is born of Osain. Orisha is born of herbs, not animals. You can put.
There's a prayer you gotta say when you have, and each Orisha has their own separate herbs, and there is prayer that comes in concept to that. This is not just we get plants and smack them around. No, there's a prayer that goes. They have to pray over each freaking plant has a prayer. And it's a process. It's not something you just feed and what happened with Osain? That's the first thing. It's born by Osain, and then you feed them.
Yes, Orisha is born of Osain, not rooster. You can go on and take a statue and go kill a goat over that statue. I swear to you, it's not gonna help you. All you did was ruin some good meat, and you better put it on the barbecue, because
exactly. Osain is what births the santo.
Yes, Osain. I mean, people be so infatuated with Ochun and Yamaya, pero of course, Obatala, he's the greatest. But in my opinion, concerning Ocha, Osain he's the most important Orisha in my opinion, after Obatala, because without Osain, these traditions cannot exist without Guru Finda.
You need Osain for everything.
Everything.
Even in palo. There's herbs and stuff that have to be present, and there's no sign they do it. So it's without that, you're nothing people.
Herbs is everything, guys. It's not animals. In Palo, his name is Guru Finda. In Orisha is Osain. Without Osain, I see John Nato. I see someone. Hold on, let me see this. Let me see. How do I see the comments? Hold on. So after the prayers, you sit with a blank mind. No, you don't sit with a blank mind. You sit with the intention of connecting to your ancestors.
Yes. Yes, you have to sit there and connect with your ancestors. You're calling them. This is why sometimes I recommend to do a misa, because that way, when you do misa, the investigación is to find out what kind of spirits walk with you. If you have a Congo, if you have a gypsy, or what colors do they like, stuff like that. So that way you know what you're trying to meditate and call and pull. But also, the Bobada is more for your ancestors, more family members that passed away, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's more lighter than anything else.
At the least, if you're beginning and you don't know who walks with you, you say, I ask my guardian angel to guide me. I ask my ancestors, my great-great-grandparents. And, you generalize it. All my spirit. You say the words like spirit guides. Say my ancestors. If you don't know, like, if you have a negra tomasa that walks with you. You just say, I ask my guides, my spirit guides, my guardian angel. May my ori guide me. You generalize it. And as you progress, then you'll be able to say, okay, I asked Tomasa, guide me, yada, yada, yada.
As you pray and as you meditate and as time goes, they will start showing you. If you have the third eye, that's how you open your third eye. That's how you start seeing things. You might start seeing things, shadows. You might, a name might pop up in your head and you'll think you're bugging. You'll be like, that's my conscience. No, it's probably your spirit guides telling you which one of them, that's their name. So it's a lot of things that's how you start. You start praying and then you start seeing things, you start hearing shit, and that's them answering your prayer.
John Nato, that's why with any herbs you always do oriku to. Yes, you do oriku to a sign. That's the main thing. But so Myra, in dreams too, they will contact you in dreams or whatever.
But that's the whole point of meditation and the whole point of prayer, so you can connect with them and they can start showing themselves to you more.
But yeah, it's not like Buddhism where the goal is to empty your mind. You want clarity, yes, but you want a clear mind, but you don't want it so clear where. It is a fine line where, yes, you want a clear mind and you want the messages to be able to come to you and flow, but it's not just like a deer in headlights.
The prayers that we do is to call on to our ancestors and call on to our spirits that guide us. So yes, that's why you don't have a clear mind. You should be, clear, but to the point where you're calling them so they can give you messages, you can see things clearly. Yeah,
not to the point where you're spaced out. You shouldn't be blank space, blank in your head. But yeah, I want to say that's it. The first thing everybody should be focusing on is Espiritismo, is your guides, your ancestors, and stop getting so enraptured in the beauty of Orisha because, aside from, yes, there are people that are going to screw you over, unfortunately, but the dead come first. As far as your guardian Egun and guardian Orisha, you really fought to find out once you know they will go for you for anything. Oh man, you're getting too complex. You're getting already too complex. Is it okay to... Oh, let me read these. He said, as far as your guardian Egungun and guardian Orisha, you read Ifa to find out once you know they will be your go-to for anything.
We're not talking about Ifa. This is another thing people get confused with. Ifa is Ifa, and Ifa originally, if you want to get technical, originates from Egypt. So, Ifa is a whole different realm from Santeria and Espiritism. You can't confuse the two. A gungun has something to do with Ifa. We're not sending anybody to Ifa. We're not sending anybody to do anything with a gungun. We're sending people to do with Spiritismo, not Ifa. Don't confuse the two.
Simply Luciani said, is it okay to do my daily tarot message there? Would you be doing readings at your bóveda?
Your bóveda? Yeah. I mean, I don't see why not. If he meditates by his bóveda with his cards, I mean, sure.
Yeah, and it's yet another sign. If you
because that's how it's told. Because they usually are guiding you to show you how to help develop with your cards too. You can, but you could also set a space on the table with a glass of water and a candle, and call your ancestors and your spirit guides, and that's how you can do it too, separate from your bóveda.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean, we could talk about this all day, but I know we were being on here for going on an hour. But so this is the guidance that we have for you. This is for you, B. I'm just going to call you B. I hope that you take everything that we're saying into consideration. I will do what I can to aid you on your spiritual journey because I know what it's like to be screwed over. And if a person can help, I think they should. There are resources out there to get in contact with legitimate priests and priestesses that are not just about money, that had actual ceremony done, but all the advice and wisdom that's been spoken here today, I hope that you take into consideration. It's not just about orisha. Don't get too enraptured in orisha.
It's not about orisha. Everything's not about orisha. I mean, I have santo. I love my santos to death, and not everything is ifa because you get a lot of people now. No disrespect to ifa. My son is babalao. I got him in my house. We're not disrespecting him, but not everything is go to ifa. Do everything ifa because the gentleman said something about without ifa. You got to remember these are separate realms. Spiritual stuff starts. That's the beginning of everything else. But ifa should be something that have nothing to do with spiritual. You know what I mean? And this is what people do because they're babalaos. They'll quickly be like, oh, get it, that represents your ancestors. No, it's two different things. Let's not get it twisted. You know what I mean? And people understand that because they'll see that message and go straight to ifa and be like, oh, I could do that. No, two different realms. You cannot do that.
Yeah. Espiritismo comes first. And you don't have to, there's no ceremony. Yes, the coronación, yada yada. But in all realness, there's no ceremony. You want to speak to your ancestors, you put a glass of water and a candle. If you have nothing, you just pray. There is power in prayer. And that's not something that you buy. It's not something that a santero, a babalao, a palero can sell you. A connection to your ancestors.
You do that your own self. They just guide you and show you how to do the steps, but that's something you have to do for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So
we'll end it on that because
what he said. Well, I left certain things out. Is it okay to work / candle work on your table? I mean, I don't know.
No.
That's two different things. I don't recommend that. If you want to do candles, if you want to light candle, use either candle to your boba. Yes, it should be a white candle when you're sitting there to pray. But as far as doing work or candle work there, no, that's something you do separate.
Yeah, there's a name I remember reading in Lucy Progreso, Sancista Brujo Luis book. There's a Spanish saying. This is like you don't piss on your bóveda. It's like in Spanish. Basically, you don't shit on your bóveda. It's supposed to be clean. You shouldn't be doing quote unquote spell work on your bóveda.
Nothing on that. Nothing.
It should be kept clean.
Yeah, that's for light to give that light to your ancestors, like we said, in your prayers and your meditation. And like I said, with the cards, I like the gentleman said, I don't mind if you want to do your cards, but I think you should set that up at a separate table. If you want, you take a cup and put a cup of water with a candle and light up, and then you meditate separately. That has nothing to do with both. That's two different things. Your spirits are still going to guide you and help you, but that's why you put that cup of water and that candle and you say a prayer before you start learning your cards, or if you do know how to do cards, and that's how you do your card. But it shouldn't be on the board of that table, no.
Yeah, maybe you have a guy that, yes, loves to work candles and cards and this and that, but your actual table to venerate and honor your ancestors, because the last thing, is there a difference between a mesa blanca and then your bóveda? One that's dedicated specifically, it's just the 9 glasses and the candle, and then one table that has, your statues and your gitanos and your congos, representation of them. But I've seen people that have 2 separate tables. One that's clean just for your ancestors, and they just have a picture of Jesus and a cross and pictures of the loved ones. And then a separate table, which is your bóveda, which has your representation of your indios and your non-blood related.
I would say more a Puerto Rican thing. I mean, I don't want to put it like a thing, but back that was the Mesa Blanca would be, they put the gongos and the statues and stuff, and they would do their little offerings on the table, because that doesn't, you can mesh some of it with both of that, but shouldn't be full with all that stuff. But like I said, as you grow and if as you grow and your table gets bigger, you can add on. But a lot of people don't do that now. That's really Puerto Rican style.
So is there a difference between bóveda and mesa blanca?
Well, to me, I think I see it as the same thing. But when you say with the table with let's say when they get the little Francisco statue and the madamas and stuff, when you start doing that should be a separate table. I don't call it mesa blanca. I just call it an altar. But if they want to call it a mesa blanca, fine. My mesa blanca is my bóveda.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if anybody else has another interpretation, but that's how I see it.
Yeah, you wanna put some input on that? Hold on one moment.
Yeah, because I know your wife knows something. So yeah, because I don't know if I'm right, but I think.
You want to give some insight on that, or you want to do a separate video? Please give some. The difference between a mesa, from your perspective, the difference between a mesa blanca and a bóveda.
A mesa blanca.
Sí.
And a bóveda.
Sí.
Yeah.
A mesa blanca is strictly for your ancestral guides.
Can you? Sorry, you say it just louder, just for the people.
Your bóveda is supposed to be for your ancestral guides, por las diferentes comisiones that walk with you, your spiritual guides, you know. Each cup, let me get out.
Dale. Yeah.
Hi y'all.
Hey,
How you doing? Yeah, I was listening to you guys while I was cleaning and doing my stuff here, you know.
There's someone asked the difference between a bóveda and a mesa blanca.
yeah.
Okay. Bóveda, okay. So first things first, okay. A bóveda, you know, it's several cups, you know, but old school. If you want to go old school, sometimes they only had 3 cups. One cup represented God, El Santísimo. The next cup represented your guardian angel, etc., etc. Each cup supposed to be dedicated to a specific comisión that walks with you, and that's only determined after you do misa de investigación. I see a lot of people constructing bóvedas, understand, and they put all their cups and stuff, and they have this cookie cutter method of building a bóveda and stuff. It's not a good thing to construct a bóveda and just put all those cups right there, because the cups and the waters conduit to spirit. So if you don't have that cup dedicated to a specific spirit, what are you dedicating it to? Because when you construct the altar, that becomes a portal, that becomes a doorway, that becomes a window for you to connect to the other side. So you have to be very mindful of what you put on that table. Understand? And then the thing is, it's like, okay, you were speaking previously about like some people be having their bóveda and stuff, and it's packed with all types of stuff, you know, like santos and offerings and stuff like that. In the old school traditional ways of back in the days, in Puerto Rico, and I'm speaking.
That would be like their altar.
That would be their. They call it the santuario.
Okay, I know it's like an altar.
Yeah, it's called the santuario. Basically, some of the saints that they have there on their altar were saints that they specifically have worked with spiritually, or that the ancestors that walk with them were very devoted to a specific a specific spirit or a specific Catholic counterpart, or it could be synchronized. You know, like what you know. It's very complex to discuss these things, understand, and it can confuse certain people. But when somebody is first starting out, I always recommend people start with the elements. Start with the basic, most fundamental things you could possibly do. Create sacred space, clean your space, sanctify the space, put your intention into that space, that this space is going to be for me to connect with with God, my higher self, spirit, whatever. And you work your way from there. Some people put a cup of water to start. Some people put a little incense. Some people, you know, to call forth the spirit, they come in and knock on the table 3 times, or they have a little bell that they, you know, ring, you know, and they pray. And if you want to connect with your spirit and develop a rapport relationship with your spirit, what you do is you create sacred space, but you also determine a time in your day when you feel that I'm going to dedicate this time, this half hour, these 10 minutes, this hour to connecting with my ancestral guides. Understand? And if you do that consistently every day at that hour, eventually the spirits are going to acknowledge and recognize, okay, so she's, you know, she's calling us. Understand? She's putting that intention out there. This is our hour. This is our few minutes. This is our et cetera, et cetera. And they started.
Like once, because you know a lot of people when they start they will do them every day, but a lot of people don't have time.
Yeah.
I would say at least once a week to make that time for that.
Yeah.
If you want them to work and also you want to develop this, you
Both
have to give it time.
incense and tobacco smoke. Both.
Making time for that. So yeah, and I also noticed, you know, a lot of people do it with the 3 cups, and as you develop, you add a cup as you learn which spirit guides you. Okay, this is a cup for this.
Yeah, and the development comes in. The development comes in due to not only you know, like not only you yourself putting in the time, the effort, the dedication, to want to connect, to want to develop, to want to evolve as a human being and connect with your ancestors. But it's also good to be in the company of other spirits that are either equally developed or more developed.
Other people, other mediums.
Other
not
mediums.
Spirits that are
Other mediums, other mediums, other medialidades, because everything in life is about energy, so you want to,
it's not gonna add up with you.
you want to start being in a company of people that are they already work, they already do spiritual labor, they already pray and meditate, they've been doing this for a long time, so you could start picking up on those corrientes espirituales, those spiritual vibrations, and those spiritual vibrations actually nourish and nurture and cultivate your stuff. I also recommend people when they're first starting out is oftentimes when we first starting out, a lot of us have different concepts about what it means to meditate, what it means to pray. Sometimes it's very hard for somebody to settle down into prayer. So I recommend people that grab a prayer book that calls out to you. There's beautiful.
That's why I said that the book is you're right. A lot of people can't sit and just meditate. They don't have the compassion. A lot of people just can't sit still.
Yeah.
So you pray your Our Father, and then you open the book and
Yep.
you make a prayer. Whatever works for you at the time that's gonna help you to meditate and connect with your guide.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you said, back then they would do 3 cups. That's not a wrong way. Like I do in my house, we do 7 to 9, depending. In your house, and that is the way you're saying it. That's the original way to do it. You start with 3, and then from there you gradually add cups to when you know what spirit's guiding you, and then that will dedicate for that spirit. So it's not a wrong way of how you do it.
Yeah, it's not a right way, and there's not a wrong way to do it. It's just the altar is very personal, very intimate. If to yourself, you could put on your boveda, like somebody that has passed away that inspired you in life, that somehow, some way, like spirits are very fluid. Spirits are here to guide us, to inspire us, to be able to open up our minds and our hearts to and assist us in our spiritual evolution and stuff. So it's like the only thing you're not supposed to do, and it's a taboo. I honestly feel, me personally, other people might have their opinions, I would never put on my ancestor altar people that are alive.
No, you don't. That is a taboo. You don't.
Yeah, I do not. I do not recommend. I do not recommend that to nobody.
That's like putting someone's picture in somebody's casket. You don't do that.
Yeah.
Then you ask the person to take them. You don't do that.
Yeah.
There's someone that's asking to explain the bubbles.
Yeah.
My example with the bubbles are the energy. It picks up the.
Yes. Those.
When I see a lot of energy, that means it's picking up a lot of. I mean, when I see bubbles, I feel like it picks up a lot of energy. Depending how my candle burn, I will determine if it's a bad energy or a good energy.
Los. Yeah.
Someone asked, I believe someone asked, I don't get bubbles in my water. Is that a bad thing?
You're gonna die. No, I'm gonna stop.
Very good clarity. That means it's good to me when it's clear. That's good. It's clarity. It's working for you. But sometimes when you see bubbles, it's not bad either. It's just picking up a certain energy. You have to know. That's when you start learning. The spirit starts speaking to you, connect, and you'll know yourself why you have them.
Yeah, and there's a time as you start connecting spiritually through prayer and meditation and stuff like that, you'll start noticing certain shifts. You'll start noticing, like, you might see shadows, you might get impressions, you might get images, you might start hearing things, or you might start dreaming, or you might be transported in a dream state somewhere and stuff. Everybody, I'm a strong believer that everybody to some capacity or another is born with spiritual faculties. What type of, or what specific spiritual faculties there are your specialty is something that you need to cultivate and develop. And the only way to develop is connecting to your guides, to your spirits, and letting them be able to manifest their will through you and stuff. And it comes with dedication. It comes with you being serious about sitting still, quieting your mind. But it also is, like I tell people, based upon your disposition or how you live your life is what you're going to draw to you.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're a filthy person, and you're a person that you're about gossiping and you're strife filled with a lot of anger, a lot of resentment, stuff like that, spirits will avail themselves of that, and they will create a lot of imbalance in your life. So spirituality is not only, a doctrine, but is a way of life. It's a discipline,
Yeah, and you're just going in right now. I don't know. I think she's about to.
I'm out of here.
No, what she's saying is good. That's exactly what it is. It's the energy you give to that's why you take your meditation. But if you go and you're sitting there pissed off, or you got a bad energy aura, and you sit to meditate, you're not gonna pull your good good energy. You're gonna pull negative energy, and with good there's bad, and they're all bad spirits and bad energies, and that's what bottle comes in. You gotta shit.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna be out of here because I'm going too deep, and it might go over people's head and stuff. And I know myself.
What you're saying is that that's the basics of what people have to learn with starting over.
Yeah. You know what it is? I have a strong, and you know what it is that I have, and I've been guilty of this. I want people to know, because I'm a very down to earth person. I am real. I have human frailties just like anybody else. I'm a media unidad and espiritista for many years. And I cultivated and developed my stuff because I went through a lot of shit. And a lot of people was not willing to cultivate and nurture my gifts, and there was some haters out there that they felt threatened with what walked with me and stuff, But I'm a very simple person. I'm a very down to earth person, but I also keep it real. I went through my trials and tribulations and stuff like that. And in the beginning, when I was seeking spiritual assistance to develop, it just so happened that the people that quote unquote wanted to help me were also paleros, santeros, babalaos, and bocos and all that crap, And, I got sucked into the idea that, in order for me to develop as a media unidad, as a spiritualist, there was, I needed to receive this, receive that, receive this. And I started receiving 500,000 things, and I didn't even know how to work with none of my stuff. And then I come to find out later on that, I received stuff. But I guess one of these santeros decided that they wanted to be very party city and creative. And, they stuffed my elegua with confetti and all this other bullshit, You know who you are, because I will shout you out on this. Ochun Peter from the Bronx, okay? I know who you are, But it's all good, It's all good. I went through my trials and tribulations. Yeah, he has Ochun. He works in Botanica Guadalupe on the Grand Concourse by 183rd, okay? Yeah, Peter Ochun. He looks like an Árabe. He has a bald head. His godfather is Junior. He's in Oriate, very famous Oriate. Yes. I'm about that life. Yes. I'm about that life. Yes.
What was inside of your Ochun?
Yeah. My Ochun had paper. Okay? Paper. There was not a semilla, there was not a yelba, there was not I don't know what was there. I don't know what he was feeling that day, but he was feeling himself that day, And it created a lot of disruption in my life. And it created a lot of sadness in my life because, one, I didn't have the money. Understand? I took money for where I didn't. And I slept on a mattress on the floor. Understand? And every time I had a little bit of money, I was running to my godfather. Here's 100, here's 50, here's 100, here's 50. Para cumplir. And everybody was telling me, girl, I know you're stressed out. Girl, I know you're going through your stuff, but sometimes you got to make sacrifices. I made sacrifices. I was bleeding out. Okay? I was bleeding out.
And it's sad, because this is why we are, and I appreciate that you are doing this, your husband is doing it, and what I do is because so people don't get scammed and hurt and stuff like that. Because this shit hurts. We do sacrifice. They don't know where we get the next dollar.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So for you to hurt someone like that, you cross the right one and they'll put a bullet in your ass. You know what I mean? So you gotta learn that this is not a fucking business.
That's right. That's right.
A faith that we have. This is a faith. It's not to hurt anybody. If you don't know, don't fuck them up.
And let me tell you something. When I started my journey, I was very young. I was very naive.
That's the same nigga that cut the money to you.
I was very young. I was very naive. I was under the impression that these santeros, they were, you know, like they would never do me wrong because, you know, they have these spirits that they would have to answer to. And you know, these spirits, you know, obviously would punish them if they would try to slight you or backbite you. But obviously that was not the case. You know, you see a lot of these people that even now they're thriving. You see them doing good, you know.
And that's the, you know, that makes me.
And that's what made me very vicious. That's what made me very angry. And that's what made me very, very jaded.
You see them up there. They got these cars out. They live in love, and you over here killing, fucking people up, and we're sitting here giving our sacrifice and showing people the right way. And I'm not suffering, but I'm saying we're over here living day by day while these people are in luxury.
That's right.
Fucking everybody up. You know,
that's right.
Sad, but you know what? I say, what you do here, you pay.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And let me tell you something, you know, like I went through my experiences, but you know, I'm a spiritualist first and foremost. And I thank God. I thank God and I thank everything that walks with me that has illuminated my path this far. That I didn't lose my cool and I didn't go on a rampage and, you know, like, you know, took it upon myself to see en verdad y justicia if what walks with them is gonna protect them. What I did, I cried in front of my altar. What I did, I went in front of my altar. What I did, I went and threw myself in front of my altar, and I said to what walks with me, if in fact I am destined to be something, or you want to manifest your will, it's about time you step up to the fucking plate and help me, because I'm not knocking on nobody else's door. And once I stop running around from casa to casa, knocking on this door, that door, and trusting my intuition and trusting my gut, and sitting there and dedicating time to prayer, to meditation, reciting a rosary, reciting a mala, and doing my stuff, that's when my spirit said, oh, you're done jumping around and stuff like that? Okay, so now we're going to help you develop. Now we're going to help you to be able to be the person you was destined to be. You know, and I still have haters out there.
No, and a lot of times also you have to, you know, because you have a gift, you know, a lot of people will tell you, oh, you don't know nothing, and it's because they jealous of the light.
That's right. And they want to put self-doubt in you.
There's people that will see that light and see that gift you have,
That's right.
That's why you cannot go to every fucking
That's right. That's right.
Come along and they'll take your shit. Okay?
That's right.
So that's why I try to tell people, like, don't go every fucking where. I tell people on Facebook, because you see them feeding a ceremony, or you see them doing something on Facebook, doesn't mean they know what they're doing. When people do that, it's because they are trying to pull you in for money.
That's right.
You see a real santero, a real babalao, and I'm not going to say real, I'm going to say a person that has respect for the religion and respects themselves, you're not going to see them put that shit up. You're not going to see them put a ceremony of the Ifa, like Europeans does. You're not going to see somebody put their caldero up, show them feeding the caldero. That's a connection. You don't put that on live. When they do that, it's because they're trying to feed somebody to come until they can pay their ass their next bill. You don't do that. That's something that, like I said, is a belief and a sacrifice and something that you take sacredly. And until you get there, you will not know the steps. These are things that you got to take steps for. Until you get it, you don't know what it is. You know, and this is what it is. They're taking the beautifulness of the religion because you're showing people the secrets before they get there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let them experience it. If you did, it's not fair that you show them. They shouldn't know. Oh wait, the beads, the ceremony goes like this. This is how it goes. Or this is something they have to experience. Let them experience it. They have to see it before they get it done.
Well, at the same time, I'm gonna agree and disagree with you because in this day and age,
I'm out of here.
Word?
I'm out of here, Deuce, and God bless you guys. And for those people,
Are you gonna come on Saturday? Well, you gonna join my Saturday live? On Thursday with your husband?
That is Thursday.
We can talk about this topic because this was good.
yes. All right.
John said don't leave. Yo, I was gonna say shots fired. Talk that shit. What happened to your local? If you don't mind sharing, would you share?
Oh, you want me?
Yo, the shots fired. Dale. You already.
What you mean, man?
What your Olocum? That's the same nigga that didn't want to give you your.
Oh, let me just tell you guys. Because I could go down.
Talk about this on Thursday too.
That's right. Let me tell you. Let me just say. I don't fear nothing. I don't fear nothing under God. And I'm not a scandalous person and stuff like that. But I'm about that life.
About that life. Take it. What happened?
I come a long way from the person I used to be. And this is. My spirituality is. I say that my spirituality is my baton, is what keeps me grounded from delving into that other life, you know. But you know, I remember I was in a very abusive relationship. You know, he used to pound me out. You know, I had speed knots and stuff like that. You know, and I remember my babalao. I mean, que my babalao, my padrino at the time, right? You know, he was mistreating me, treating me like crap. You know, and I remember I used to go. My godfather. He used to treat me like shit, you know. But I remember I used to throw myself always saluting his Ochun. And I was always begging his Ochun. Ochun, I don't want to leave this house. You know, like he's very knowledgeable, very competent. But your son, the way he treats me is like deplorable. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to leave this, you know. So I used to go to her with my petitions, hoping that somehow, somewhere, she would somehow shift some type of consciousness in her son to treat me a little bit better.
It's not that Peter dude?
Yeah, Peter. Understand? And I remember I was in an abusive relationship, you know, and I finally was you know, able to muster up all the money necessary to receive my ibejis and my olokun, right? And I went to my godfather. He kept treating me like crap. Eventually, I came to the determination that me and him, unfortunately, as competent as he is, but his character and his disposition was just not a good fit for me. So I sat down with him respectfully. You know, I went to his house, I saluted Ochun, and I sat down with him and I told him straight up, I was like, look, I love you as a, you know, like as, you know, santero and stuff like that, but as a godfather, I don't think we're compatible, you know? So...
Yeah, people they're complaining that you're blocking your face.
Oh, I'm sorry. With that said, so with that said, you know, I would like to leave your house. I'm gonna leave your house, and I would like to leave your house, and I would like my 1,500 back. So then he came and told me.
Who told you?
Peter Ochun, Ochun Atare from the Bronx, from Fordham. So told me, yeah, I'm about that life,
What
you know.
botanica?
Botanica Guadalupe. Okay. He told me that how dare I throw myself in front of his Ochun knowing that I was gonna leave the house. And I told him straight up, I was like, not for nothing, Ochun is Ochun. You are you.
Gotcha.
And the person that has the character defect is you. And as far as I'm concerned, like, I don't want to deal with you and I want my money back. He took my money. He said, you know something? Because you left my house, the money you put there, that's going to be a derecho that I'm going to give to her for you leaving the house. And I never got my money back.
How much?
1,500.
For olokun and ibeji.
Yep. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here because I don't want to keep going in because, you know, like, I'm, you know, like.
No, but listen, I would love for you to join your husband on Thursday.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a great topic and stuff to talk about because I think I know this person, but
Yeah, shots fired.
Shots fired, bitch.
Shots fired. You know what I'm saying? And let me tell you something. I'm, you know, like, I'm a strong believer that, like, if you don't address the problem, you're part of the problem. And some of these folks need to be put on blast because, you know something, I took a heavy loss and it was very sad for me and stuff. I don't want nobody to go through what I went through, you know? And if I could expose these people so you could make an informed decision before dealing with these people, it's not about hating on nobody. It's not about that. It's not about, you know, defaming anybody, desecrating somebody's name and stuff like that. People need to know that these people exist. People need to know that this religion, as beautiful as it is, there are deplorable human beings within this religion. You know?
And this is why the religion is the way it is, and a lot of people don't like it, and they get discouraged, and they don't want to believe in it anymore. They talk bad about it because we have these type of people in there that will fuck somebody up, you know, and it's true. They will.
There we go. Yeah.
So there are people that will do that. They will fuck, you know, they give a bad name to the religion.
Yeah.
And it's sad because it's beautiful. And I remember back then when, you know, things used to cost, you know, like I said, I tell people, things cost because, you know, prices went up and stuff, but it shouldn't have to cost you an arm and a leg to do certain things. You know what I mean? And I remember when I received the Eleguas de Guerreros, because of the circumstances I was going through in my life, my godfather gave it to me and I didn't have to pay. because I was going through a time in my life where I was really bad.
Yeah.
You know, and he was like, I think because you're going through this, I'm gonna gift you this because I think he's gonna help you. The guerreros are gonna help you better yourself. And exactly what happened. He gave it to me. And honey, my whole life changed upside down.
Well, that's the impression that I had. I said to myself, you know, like I went, you know, I was in a very bad place, in a bad situation, a bad abusive relationship. So I was thinking to myself, maybe if I receive my Olokun, my Ibejis, it will empower me to get out of that situation, you know. And he denied me that, you know. Like eventually I did get out of it, you know, but all messed up. But it's just a fact that you don't do that to somebody. You know what I'm saying? You don't do that to somebody. You know.
No, you don't.
You know, but
because someone is being honest with you and saying, "Listen, it's not gonna work. You are a good person. If we don't mesh, you should have gave me the respect and said, no problem. I appreciate the fact that you came to me as a fucking person and acknowledged that we are not a mesh. And here's your money. And if you want, I can send you to someone else."
yeah, and you know what I did, and you know what I did, because I received my collares from him, and my yubona was Kelly Ochun from Woodhaven. Her husband is Hector. He has a watala. Understand? He works for the U.S. Postal Service. I went to her and I said, "Madrina, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know regardless of the fact, you're still my madrina de collares." So like, I went to her and I had asked her. I was like, "Listen, you know, this situation happened." You know, and you know, like now, where do I go from here? I need some type of representation in the religion. So, do you think that you could represent me in the religion? But first and foremost, I told her, if it's gonna pose a conflict between you and him, and your relationship and your friendship, for you to take me on as a godchild, then I'll just take it as a loss and I go about my business. No, she took me right in. She said, "Girl, there ain't no problem with that. I'll take you right in," you know. And she did take me in, but she did me just as dirty as him, you know. But anyway, I gotta get out of here because I'm getting loose with my mouth. You know what I'm saying?
The shots fired.
I'm getting loose with my mouth. I might have to put some Vaseline on my face and wait for something outside. So let me just. So It was a pleasure speaking to you. It's a pleasure to speak to everybody here. Thank you for bringing me here, my honey bunny. I love you. And y'all gonna hear more from me. I will share my experiences because I'm very transparent, you know, and I hope that through my experiences that somehow, some way that could empower somebody, or at least give the people the ability to make a discerned decision in their life, in their spiritual life. And also, you know, through my insight and as I develop as a media unidad, I'm very transparent about offering people tips, my tips, and things impressions that I get from spirit that could possibly you could implement in your life to better the circumstances surrounding your life. You know, because at the end of the day, I'm in a good place in my life. But who knows? By me helping you, I might be helping myself.
Gotcha.
And today I might not be in need, but tomorrow you might be the one that could possibly help me. And I'm a strong believer in that. So
it should be like that, but it's not, man. It's fucked up, but it's not. It should be like that.
But
and I appreciate and I love the fact that you are like that, because there's not a lot of people like that nowadays. So to find a diamond in the rough is a beautiful thing. So you know. You are my new friend.
Thank you, Leti. So let me be out, okay? I love you guys. Lucy progresos to everyone, and God bless everyone. And for those santeros, babalaos, bocos, and all those stuff, doing trifling stuff, yo, I'm India Celestine. I have not died. Not died, okay? And I'm not dying. Not by your hands and not by nobody's hands, okay? Because I am La India. Over and out. Bye.
Remember that thing that goes through the
yeah, I'm down.
Thursday, an interview with the woman that I'm speaking to right now on the phone, guys. I'm gonna be doing. She's gonna be interviewing me and my girlfriend India. So she's
on Thursday at 9:00 p.m. on Facebook Live, and my page is Ochun Leti.
Janet Ochun Leti. I'm gonna put that in the description box below. Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern time, just in case anybody's watching in Texas and
Yeah.
California. Bueno, I don't know if you want to end it on here, but I saw a comment that was concerning. Where is it? It said that lies are being told on here.
Say it. Which one? Come on, let's go.
Dale. Where? Someone said that there's not truth being told here. Hold on. So you do the right thing, you blah blah blah, so you don't go there. As it, blah, blah, blah. Keep it going. The religion beautiful. It said, no, you're not speaking truth. I'm not. John Natal or Natal. I don't know you personally, but please elaborate. What truth is not being spoken here? Because India is speaking from experience, and everything we're talking about is personal experiences and tradition. So please enlighten us.
Do I know you? Do I know you? Don't hide behind the screen like you got something to say and stuff. Just elaborate, because I could clarify.
Yeah, what is it that we're talking about that's not the truth? Like, explain.
What part is not the truth?
The type of it to say she's speaking truth. Wait, so you're gonna have to type that out again, Mr. John.
Yeah, type it out again. What do you mean she's not speaking truth? As far as her own experience in life, what she went through, because I'm pretty sure that's the truth she went through.
Hold on, we waiting. Oh, yo, young Shin over here, he's laughing. Keep it going. Come here.
Type again, because whatever you type is not what
Keep
we're
it
trying
coming.
supposed to say.
Yes, young Shin, this is my girlfriend. Typo. He meant typo. The type is supposed to say, okay. The typo was, yes, that you are speaking truth, that you were speaking truth.
Okay. Don't give me hype, porque yo me transporto. Don't give me hype, yo.
Yo, John. Because I'm like, yo, man, aren't you I've seen your comments on my videos, like, I thought we were bros. And, she's not speaking truth. Okay, I totally get it.
We were about to come for you, honey.
Word. Shots fired.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll let you live this time.
Typo, misunderstanding. Love you.
Ay, Dios. Well.
Just follow. I guess. Follow my page on Janet.
Yes. Listen, guys. Hold on. I want you to say that again. So, everybody, she's about to give, the woman that I'm speaking to is about to give her information, okay? So, take a listen.
So, my Facebook page is Janet Ochun Leti. I will be going on live at 9 o'clock Thursday with him and his wife doing an interview about the same thing as far as the religion, the beautifulness, the experiences they had as far as the religion, the good and the bad. So that's what I do on my lives on Facebook. So my name is Janet Ochun Leti, because I have two pages. One is Janet Ochun, but that's my private page. And then I have one that's Janet Ochun Leti. That will be the one that you guys can follow and join me for Thursday, 9 o'clock.
Okay, yeah. Someone, I'm definitely gonna put everything that you're hearing right now. I will put in the description box below. And absolutely, I also got India, people who want her information. I'm gonna put everything in the description box of the woman who's speaking in the description box below. And India, where can they find you? Because people are going crazy over
All right. They can find me. I'm the presidente.
Over here, there's a people.
Oh, espérate. Let me get my life together. All right. I'm presidente. I'm presidente de Centro Templo Fe Esperanza y Caridad. You can find me on Facebook under that, my temple page. You can find me on my personal page, India Celestine, and on Instagram as well as India Celestine. Okay, so you can hit me up, yeah. So
everything will be in the description box
Yes.
below of
Yeah,
these
just
two.
put her information in mind. That way you can find her on Facebook and all that too. I do videos. If that's for me, I do videos. I do my live interviews on my Facebook. I am gonna learn how to do YouTube because my brother here that's gonna show me how to do the YouTube videos on YouTube because I don't know YouTube. It's something new to me. But yes.
Okay, perfect. And you gotta see Facebook Live. I gotta learn that too. Wait, my phone is at 15%.
Which is simple. I don't know. You don't know it? I'm India.
what?
Facebook
How
Live.
to do the live on
Oh no,
Facebook?
she just learned today.
I just told myself just like in 0.2 seconds. I told myself how to do it, But we're gonna do more stuff.
You press the like button online.
Yeah,
But
it's
I
not
also
easy.
said you gotta make your page public.
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
yes,
That way
yes.
we get the following guys. Because once y'all go on my live, y'all gonna go public.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It was a pleasure meeting you. You mad
Yes.
down to earth. I love you, girl.
Your aura, I love you guys, and yes, I will.
You got a consejo for me?
You guys keep on.
Huh?
Well, we'll talk about it offline.
Okay.
Where you guys are located at.
Oh, I'm located over here in the Bronx.
Cody.
Yeah, I'm located in Highbridge, the Bronx. By the on the top of the stairs of the Joker stairs, okay? So when you come for me, know that you're gonna get thrown down the Joker stairs, okay?
Yo, my friend hasn't heard from me in the Okay. Okay, so let me wrap up this video. Thank you for speaking. My phone's about to die. Thank you. Bendición. Ache pa ti.
I'll see you guys Thursday. I'm gonna post your flyer tomorrow.
Yes. Oh, and send me after we get off the phone. Send me all your details so I can just put all the links and I just hit copy and post onto the description box. Okay.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. Bendición,
See
mami.
you guys. Bye.
Que Dios te bendiga. Okay. Yeah, yo, someone Simply Lucian, maybe okay, so Simply Lucian, I paid for your consultation, but she hasn't heard from you. My friend hasn't heard from you, India, and that she paid. So I'm using India's phone right now, so after this she's gonna check check for it. This is your phone. Hold on. And okay, so thank you everybody for watching. Come take a seat over here. So we're gonna wrap up. Thank you everybody for watching. And just a little FYI, thank you and appreciate all the love and support from everybody watching out there. Thank you for watching. And I know that me as an artist and as a man, I get a lot of haters. This woman over here, India Celestine, my girlfriend, gets mad haters. And we got a lot of lengua enojo, but you know what? We still fucking standing. So everybody who's hating, fuck you. No, I'm not single. This is my girlfriend. Fuck you. You know who you are. You know your cronies. Fuck you. And everybody who loves and support me, I love and support you. God bless each and every one of you. Omira, thank you. John, thank you. Simply Luciani. Everybody who's watching. Shout out Young Shin. Everybody, thank you. And everybody who hates, you know who you are. This is my girlfriend, okay? So stop hitting her up because she's mine. So fuck you. And give me damn it. Okay? So you know who you are, okay? Yeah. If I have to get any deeper, I totally will. Please believe that, okay? Shots fired. You know exactly who you are. Shout out California. Fuck you. Not Californians. I love you West Coast. But you know who you are. Shots fired. Hell out of here. Thank you for watching. And definitely check out my music video. And shots fired. Shots, Nick. Everybody get a pop, Nick. All right, yo, I can keep doing this all night. Bendición, El Conquistador, over and out. Hell yeah, Young Shin. I see you. You said shots fired, your new name. Rick Savage, yeah. Peace out, guys. Bendición. Let me see how to turn this off. How do I turn this off? Like this? Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Hey.